Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including four-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfalla.
And Ray Alfalla is a four-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
Three-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a three-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there you can analyze and compare two laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Welcome everyone to SRF Weekend Warriors here on Apex Racing TV. I'm your host Jonathan Grabowski, and joining me is my good friend Jessica Ball here at arguably, I think in my opinion, the greatest series on the platform, the Weekend Warriors series presented by RaceVoice. We are at the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit this weekend. Looking forward to some really fantastic racing, and Jess, thanks for joining me.
I'm very, very excited, and it's going to be the first time I'm covering the new spec of cars since the patch updates. The last time I did it was when it was the old spec cars, so it should be a lot of fun. And looking by the times in qualifying that we had a sneak peek earlier on as well, they're very, very close, so I think the race is going to be even closer as well. And obviously it's a very shorter circuit compared to the full layout as well, and it's a perfect layout for these cars to get racing at.
Sure, and as you know, I've covered this series now for a few months now, and it's always close battles. You know, there's always a battle going on, and the great part is that there's three different classes. Now, for those that are new to the Weekend Warrior series, there are three classes. So first off, we have Spec 1, guys with drivers, with I-rating of 3,000 plus, and their car numbers, and I'm going to pop this on the screen here, are going to be from 0 to 199. Then we go to Spec 2. So we'll pull up here Mr. Flavio and Dallo. So Spec 2, they have I ratings below 3,000. Their car numbers are between 200 and 899. And then last but certainly not least, we're going to check out Mr. Chris Murakami here, Mr. 901. They are the Masters Division. These are drivers over the age of 60, and their car numbers are 900 through 999. So a little bit of everything here in this fantastic series that we have going on here today.
And they're just getting a feel for the cars around this track before they actually go racing, of course. But last week, obviously we weren't both here for this, but they went to Zandvoort last week, and I watched a bit of it back just to get a bit of an idea, and it was pretty good as well. And we had SO Nom, our current championship leader, won the Spec 1 class in the number 76, 1/10 over David, and that was very close finish as well. To the very end as well, and it was another short circuit as well, like the Indy circuit as well. So it looks like we're a fan of the short circuits at the Weekend Warriors, because we got 2 in a row. So it should be interesting. I think we should see a few moves going into Druids, I think, today, and heading towards Brabham as well. We could see heading towards turn 1. So we'll see what happens. And there's a lot of cars here today as well. So it's not like, because when I last covered Bantatch, it was about 23 cars, but now that it's over that, there's way more than that. So I wonder if they could get a clean start, but don't forget they do have to do a mandatory fuel stop, and fuel, they only have enough fuel in the car for 30 minutes, so they'll have to pit anyway because of that, because otherwise they'll run out of fuel.
Now, this is actually a fairly small grid for Weekend Warriors. We're used to seeing grids up in the high 40s, sometimes 50 drivers. So while we have a brief moment, I want to take a look at our point standings. So Spec 1, Aeronom in first place with 449 points. In second place, David Baum, 78 behind. Third place, Foreign's Arabian. Fourth place, Ian Haycox. Fifth place, Mr. Jeff Fritcher. Sixth place, Miro Haraski. Seventh place, who's up 3 spots from last week, Bobby West. Eighth place, Jason Perry. In ninth place, Mauricio Nazelli. And in 10th place, Michael Dobek. On to Spec 2. J.W. Miller, 273 points leads the way, followed by Simon Mayer, 42 points behind. Close battle there for second place as Ian Gibson's just 2 points behind him. And then the battle of Ian's. Ian Malone is in 4th place. Darren Kuhn in 5th spot. Roland Wallbank, a newcomer to the series this year. He's in 6th spot. Paul Jackson's in 7th. Christopher Smith in 8th place. Adam Bradshaw, 148. And Yus Simpkins, in 10th spot, 149 points back. And last but certainly not least, our good friend Jim Hodgson's favorite division here in Weekend Warriors, the Masters division. I will not make any of the jokes Jim normally makes. So Tom Gradwell is leading the way. Kenneth Batley is in 2nd spot. Antonio Race, who's a very, very good Masters driver, beats a lot of the Spec 2 guys and some Spec 1 guys on occasions, in 3rd spot. Bob Kern in 4th spot. Chris Murakami in 5th spot. Bill Kraus in 6th spot. Mark Ehan in 7th. Stevie Ray, series organizer, our fearless leader, is in 8th spot. Robert Ills in 9th spot. And Jeff Cantor is in 10th. So that is the top 10 for all 3 divisions that we currently have right now. So there's a lot of action going on track, and we're going to try to get to everyone like we always do.
Yeah, because we want to cover all 3 classes. We don't want to just cover the top classes, because I'm sure there's a lot more battles for the Spec 2 and the Masters as well, like we've seen in quite a lot of the races this season. So we'll make sure that we cover it as much as possible as well. And Nom seems like he's a favourite for the Spec 1, I would say, in terms of the race victory. Spec 2, I would say that's pretty close battles, I would have to say, between those classes with the likes of Miller and Simon as well. But Simon is actually up there, top of Spec 2 in 3rd place in practice. But obviously they did the qualifying session. We'll see how they line up on the grid and how they fared there as well. And Masters, I think, is pretty open call as well. So I would say it'll be between Aeronom and David again for Spec 1, because I think they were so close last week that it's just going to be close from then on. For Ends, maybe could get in there potentially as well, but after the top 3, the gap is absolutely massive, so that should be interesting. And I'll let you take us through qualifying.
All right, let's go through the grid. So on pole position, Aeronom. In 2nd place, Foreign's Arabian. 3rd place, David Baum. 4th place, Pete Montbroden, who's pretty new to the series. 5th spot is Bobby West. In the 6th spot, Simon Mayer. In the 7th spot, the Masters are up and at it. Chris Murakami in the 7th spot, and series organizer Stevie Ray in the 911 in 8th. In 9th, Jim McGill. In 10th, Ian Haycox. 11th, Mira Haraski. 12th, Bob Kern. I'm going to try to get through the grid in the Jim Hodgson style as quick as I can. 13th, Ian Malone. 14th, Danger Stevens. 15th, Ken Batley. 16th, Ian Gibson. 17th, Christopher Smith. 18th, Adam Bradshaw. 19th, Tom Gradwell. 20th, Mark Guillen. Flavian Dallo in 21st. Darren Kuhn in 22nd. Dan Thornton 23rd. Paulo Breme in 24th. In 25th, J.W. Miller. In 26th, Jesus Rodriguez. 27th, Rolly Wallbank. In 28th, Gary Womble. And 29th, running tail end Charlie, Jonathan Mina. So that is our grid for today's race. And I got it done before we are about to turn green. As our Pulsar Aeronom leads them down. And away we go. Welcome to Weekend Warriors at Brands Hatch. Nom with the lead into the first turn. Bone gonna run to second. He's gonna run for Florence Arabian kind of wide. Arabian's gonna get back in and tuck into second. It looks like everybody's gonna make it around the first section. Impressive job, everyone. Great job.
I think they must have followed our lead and they must have watched the stream, Jonathan, because they did it absolutely perfectly so far. So two of the Spec 1 cars leading the field away, and currently leading the Spec 2 right now is Mayer still in 6th position. Actually, no, maybe someone else as well. No, it's Mayer in 6th position.
Yep,
yes,
Simon
I was
Mayer.
right. And we're already on lap 2. That's how short the laps are here in Weekend Warriors. 40-minute race, of course, and it looks like a lot of drivers are being challenged. Here comes the number 26 car earlier on, but we also got Nom pulling a gap to Arabian by 2/10 per second, and then we got Bomb as well, 6/10 as well, heading towards Druzen as well. And our Masters leader at this moment in time is Murakami in 7th position overall, and we got Stevie Ray not that far behind him.
Yeah, great job by Chris Murakami and Steve Ray, two of the stalwarts of this division. And we also will give Steve some credit for being the series organizer, but great driver as well. And just because they are, 60 plus, we'll say it, doesn't mean they are not good drivers. You'll see a lot of the Masters guys get close to the Spec 2 guys and some Spec 1 guys on occasion, as I mentioned. And it looks like we had an issue with Jesus Rodriguez. Let's pull this up on the replay here.
Also, he's right on the back of the number 76, and they made contact a little bit.
Looks like Mino got into the back of him.
Yeah, it was the 77 car that he was behind. It was the 77 car that he was fighting with, not the 76, because he is the 76 as well. But yeah, sorry about that. But anyway, Nom's managed to build up a gap now. It was 2/10, now it was almost 5/10 then as we head towards lap 4. So he's looking pretty comfortable right now. And then we got West in 4th place, who's got a bit of a gap to Morbotton as well in the number 26 car as well. Fastest laps times all the way as we head towards turn 1, so they are finding their feet a little bit as well. And it looks like Maya in the 308 car is definitely having a battle to himself, because his nearest rival, I would say, in the Spec 2 series is Malone in P12 overall in the 413. So he's looking okay at the moment, but Bobby West is looking to chase down one for 3rd for the podium, and we got Chris Murakami that could get 6th overall here, which will be pretty impressive. I know it may not be for extra points because he's leading the class in Masters, but at least he's going to get some glory points, at least trying to get past the Spec 2 and the Spec 1 as well. And then we got Tom Bradwell as well in the Masters class having a battle with Geenan and Angelo in a Spec 2.
Seeing what happened to Ian Gibson here. He's dropped down the order a little bit. to what happened. Oh no! So he got into Ken Batley and went for it and tried saving it, and
oh, I think almost someone actually went into him there, like one of the white cars. So thankfully they didn't have any carnage or anything like that as well. But look at the slipstream that the 15 car is getting on Bob Kern right now in P13. This could help him as well. I think we're going to see a lot more overtaking opportunities in Brands Hatch compared to the full circuit. So we're going down the straight here as well. You can see a lot of cars battling up front. We got the 413 car battling a 64 car, and we got Stevie Ray as well, who is wanting to chase Haycock and McGill for position overall as well, heading past into Druids then as well. I think one of them's got to make the move soon because they're just not going for it right now. But as soon as someone blinks, then someone else will probably go for the move too, and it'll just be a domino effect like we've seen last week at Zandvoort. We've seen something similar there as well, but we'll see as we go past the next section. And CB has dropped a little bit from the train now because he does not want to get close to them to he doesn't want to spin, of course, because sometimes the air does not help you. And Norm in P1 set a personal best of a 50.3 right now. 338, 396 for Arabian in P2, so he is closing a little bit similar on pace right now. And we got Bomb in this fight as well. 7 tenths is the gap between the leader, but he's I think about a few tenths behind Arabian. So I wonder who's going to make the move first, and if anyone is going to pit early on. Will they going to pit early on, or are they just going to wait towards the end, as some people probably try and do? I know some of the leaders do that at times and it works perfectly, but for some people it doesn't, so it depends on the pace.
Yeah, Jess, this tends to happen. You see so we were talking prior to the race, the top 3 or 4 guys end up kind of taking off and going to the battle, and it sort of becomes a waiting game till about maybe halfway through the race. If something were to happen, that's when you start seeing some pit strategy. But these guys are more content to ride around right now, figure things out, see where everyone's fast, see where someone's slower, and then wait for the pit strategy to happen. So just looking at our laps last time, David Baum hit a 50.29. So I want to look around, see what else is going on. We still have this really great battle for, looks like we have Simon Mayer in the 308 with Murakami and Jim McGill behind him. So we have battles going up and down the timing tree here. Gonna look at another battle that's going on with, looks like with Mark E and Tom Gradwell. Fabio Dell, this is a battle for 17th, 18th, and 19th, and you'll see battles up and down the timing tree here on our SDK live timing. But while we have a brief moment, I want to thank RaceVoice. RaceVoice is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the Weekend Warrior Spec Racer Ford Racing Series. Take your driving to the next level with on-track audible performance alerts with RaceVoice and RaceVoiceSIM. Air miles per hour, turn entry and exit speeds, upshift alerts, and other performance metrics which are selected and configured by you. Go faster with the speed of voice. Plus, Weekend Warriors get 50% off annual SIM pricing using the promo code of WW50. Check them out at racevoice.com. So thank you to our series sponsor, RaceVoice. As we watch Mark Guillen, he is now kind of caught up to Bob Kern.
Oh, it's very tight on the exit into the final corner then. He was going to go for the move there, but he could go for the move. This is all the Masters cars going at it as well. So this is definitely for position for Mark Guillen then. So, he's looking very, very good heading up the hill now. This could be the move that he's looking for as we head closer and closer to Druids then. Goes to the right-hand side. Is he going to do the move of dreams here as he goes down the hill near the Graham Hill bend? And I think Mark Guillen has got the move and up into 14th. So, and he's gone off a little bit. He's gone a bit wide, so that may give Kern a chance to do that again. And my oh my, this is getting intense by the lap. It's like this with the top 4 in Spec 1, but this is like the top 4 in the Masters as well, even though we got Stevie Ray that's been dropped down to 10th as Haycock's got past him. And meanwhile, Arabian still keeping in with that 3-10th gap to Nom and to David as well in third. It's about a few tenths to second place. So the gap is still very steady at the moment. And we're just seeing some changes up through the field as well with Haraski, number 64, moving up into 11th. Everyone's changing positions here, and we got our first pit stops. I wonder if it is planned or I wonder if it's damaged, but we'll see.
Let's go take a look. Looks like Ken Batley entered the pits, so looks like he had an off-track issue, so let's find out here. Batley in the 922. Oh, no!
Uh-oh.
That was Paulo Bremley involved. So let's take a look at that again. I'm going to pull that up one more time. So just bear with me.
I think he had to tow as well because he just passed the pit lane. So let's have a look at his onboard shot. Oh, it would have been fine if it was just in the gravel and stop. But now because he hit the wall, that means he has to stop. But I think at least I believe he can make a fuel stop there and then as well. I think I'm not entirely sure. So he could get that out of the way ready for the end of the race because technically it is 30 minutes to go and the tank could supply 30 minutes of racing. So at least he won't have to pit again unless he wants to do a low fuel run at the end, which is possible, of course. Now we got a huge battle potentially for 4th position. We got Pete Monbotton, the number 26, battling the number 89 car of, let me just check, Bobby West, who I'm having to say, Pete is looking impressive last lap at 50.6 compared to Bobby West 50.8, so a couple of attempts faster. And all of them going near the grass just to get some action here today and try to break the slipstream from the other car. So we do have a mixture of classes in this battle as well. Our Spec 2 class leader in this as well with Simon Mayer, and the 308 car is in this as well.
Looks like Stevie Ray had an issue.
Let's look at the replay then.
I just saw him drop down the timing tower. Oh, Stevie! Onto it! Ooh! While you're talking, I was like, Stevie Ray just dropped down. What happened? So, back on track. Series organizer.
What a shame for Stevie Ray, but at least he's still on the circuit and he's able to get going, of course. And if he has damage, he just needs to tow, unlike the damage that we saw earlier. Miller is also in the pits too. I wonder if that's a planned stop. I don't know.
We'll take a look and see.
Yeah, we'll have a look to see if it is planned or not, because if it's planned, this could work well. I just wonder what the pit lane loss is around here. Let's see. No, I think it's oh, it's going to be an unsafe rejoin. It's not going to end well.
No.
Oh, no. Oh, or he's just in the gravel and he just wants to go into the pits.
Let's see. I think
that is weird.
Here's what happened. He just locked it up.
Okay, so there's probably a planned pit stop. Interesting. So he's going in, I think, because this is going to be the stage then where some people go into the pits. Stevie Ray is in the pits now, so he was able to go in without being towed, like I said, and I think he's going to get repairs as well done as well. So that will be that out of the way, and he doesn't have to worry about pit stops as long as he keeps it clean for the rest of the race. And as the top 3 start the ballot out once again, if I was David, I would probably pit early out of the top 3, because you're the one that's in more of the traffic compared to the other guys, or maybe even Arabian as well. And Aaron Nom, I think, has got a bit of clear air, so he's able to pump those lap times, whereas the others don't. So they probably would benefit for pitting earlier than their rivals just to get the undercut in as well. But we'll see if any of the drivers come in now, or are they going to wait for a little bit longer.
I think it's
The top
still
three?
early. It's definitely still early for these guys. You'll see, I'd say wait till about 25 minutes into this 40-minute race, and then that's when the action of the top 3 usually happens. So we'll be interesting to see. So wait about 10 more minutes or so, and then it'll start to pick up. Just looking down our timing tree here to see what's going on. We have a little bit of a battle up here. Looks like... Oh, someone just went off
someone's gone off. That is it's a triple digits number I saw go off.
It's like
I
Simon
think that was
Mayer.
Kuhn. Was it Kuhn? Oh, it's Simon Mayer, was it? Oh, let's have a look to see who it was. Yes, it was, I think. 'Cause it was orange, and I did see an orange car. So, and it is just one of the Spec 2 drivers. It was our race. It was our Spec 2 race leader, actually.
It was our Spec 2 leader, Simon Mayer. He got involved with Ken Batley in the 922.
That is a shame for him. And I'm just going to check our live time is actually who's our race leader now that Simon Mayer is. Oh, no, he's I believe he's still our Spec 2 leader still.
He still is.
I think that's the benefit of the other cars around him in Spec 2 a little bit further away. So that is not a race-ending spin for him, luckily. So I'm so relieved about that. But the nearest guy to him is Ian Malone in 9th position, who is around about I'm going to say 6 seconds behind Simon. So, and he's still got the likes of Ian Haycox to get past, and then he'll be near the back of Simon Mayer. So, and looks like Malone's gonna do it, or maybe not. Let's see who gets a better run in the start-finish straight. Then the 413's battling with a 64. Nope, he's staying behind for now. All of this is just allowing the likes of Simon Mayer up front just to increase the gap just a little bit more. And we got someone else in the pits as well, Mark Guillen. The number 999 car is also in the pits too. So he's making his mandatory stop as well. It will be a mixture of cars pitting, but again, it's still early, so just wait to near the end as well. And I believe if I'm doing I think this is around about 5th place in class, Darren Kern in the number 272 in 14th place overall. Running quite well. Has got a decent gap to the car behind, about exactly 1 second. So anything could go wrong. All right, actually. And then he's 2 seconds behind the number 77 car. But these guys are just not budging. This is what we like to see. I wonder if they're going to actually go for it properly when they go into the pit stops. But there's plenty of moves you can actually go for in around Brands Hatch. I would say I'm surprised they haven't try to go for a move past into the Clark curve before they head to the Brabham Straight. Maybe heading towards turn 1 on Paddock Hill, potentially they can go for it, but maybe not. I think they're just working together just to pull away from the pack. I think I remember this when I was watching the Tokyo Olympics earlier, when there was a big group. It was bikes actually. It was bikes, not cars. It was bikes where there was a breakaway group that would pull away at the start, and they were able to be the top 3 for pretty much the whole race. So this is what we're seeing, something similar. So it's not just happening in Weekend Warriors, it happens in Olympics as well, as we got Malone, who was in 2nd place in Spec 2, is currently in the pits.
Yep. Looking up and down the time tree, how about a big shout out to Jonathan Gaston Mignot? He is up 18 spots from where he started, currently running in 11th spot. So big shout out to him, up 18 spots from where he started. He's one of our high climbers so far. We'll get some other high climbers here. Darren Kuhn up 9 spots. And Raleigh Wallbank, the remarkable.
Yes. What a name as well. That is good that these guys have been gaining spots as well. We've already done 22 laps and we're almost halfway into this race actually. So maybe
I'm trying to decipher Raleigh's paint scheme here.
Wow. Raleigh Wallbank, he's got the name on it, and I'm just trying to think. It's like some fancy artwork by the looks of things this week.
Well,
That is very
there is
cool.
a drive. Well, Jason Perry, who's not with us today, his car is all potatoes.
Wow.
So so he has the potato livery.
Oh, we've got a move here. A move for 18th on track, and I think obviously due to Malone pitting, he's got the grip that he needs with his tyres as well, with the fuel that he came and pitted in to make sure he has enough, and he's up into 18th spot. And he's going to try and see if he can claw the advantage over Simon Mayer in 7th when Simon goes into the pit stop, because if he gets some good laps in when he's just pitted, then Simon Mayer could be in a lot of trouble. But that's why Simon Mayer needs to push now and get these moves on. Murakami in 6th position, because even though Simon Mayer's leading in Spec 2, he can't become complacent, can he? He just got to try and climb up the field as much as he can so he can get that gap he needed, so when he does pit, he comes out in front.
You know, looking at this battle right here, big shout out to Chris Murakami, our Masters leader, currently in 6th spot, and he is beating some pretty heavy names in this series. You know, I see Ian Haycox, I see Miro Haraski. There's some serious driving talent amongst those guys that Chris is beating today.
Yeah, this is insane, not gonna lie, as well. And I've seen him race a few times in this league before, and you know, he's just a driver that likes to race. And that's what most of these drivers do. They're racing here because they want to race, and you can tell from the way that they're driving as well that they enjoy racing. And I'm sure that is above Chris's expectations right now. And speaking of Chris, he decides to go in for his stop nice and early. I believe that's the first of the Masters cars to pit, and the 232 car of Warbank is in the pits after we just talked about him.
Yeah, Stevie Ray also pitted earlier as well, so
yes.
so he's also in the Masters class. But our leader Chris Murakami now was in the pits. It looks like Aeronom's created a little gap between him, Florence Arabian, and David Bohm. Last time around, looking at our timing last time around, Aeronom with a 50.47, Florence Arabian with a 50.56, and David Baum with a 50.44. But looks like Nom's kind of stretched it out just a hair.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit more comfortable on the track today as well. But he's about to, I believe, lap another car. So that's where the traffic's going to come into play now. If they don't get past, maybe they will allow the likes of Arabian to try and get past as well. So that's going to be very interesting. I was not expecting it to be a massive factor, but then I realised it is a short track. If the varying of paces is anything to go by, because don't forget, a full lap is around about 50 seconds. You're almost certain that some of the guys will probably be lapped, and that's how you deal with it, of course. But if you are getting lapped, the slower car does keep the line, and the car that is chasing and the one that's about to lap him has to find a way to get past them safely and without hitting anybody. So I'm sure Aaron Nom's going to do that in the 78 car.
Well,
And
it's interesting to see what happens now with traffic coming up. Does this change pit strategy? You know, if Aeronom sees a bunch of cars in front of him that he has to navigate, will he decide, hey, now's the time to, you know, jump to the pits and maybe get some clean track while, you know, Florence and David Bohm are, you know, stuck behind, you know, slower cars?
Yes, and I think other people could be in a similar situation as well. So Simon Mayer, I think, is in a lot more pressure now than ever before with Ian Haycox, number 35. But don't forget the Spec 1 drivers. They are the best of the best compared to the likes of the Spec 2. And, you know, they want to give it everything. And three tenths is the gap now. So they're heading past the final corner now, up the hill again, heading towards Paddocks Hills Bend. Is he going to go for a move on the inside? He stays behind. Not many people are going for moves into turn 1 tonight. I think they've seen moves in other series and decided, no, that's not going to work. So he was very, very close there as well and almost hit the curb, but luckily he didn't get off the track and got any damage or anything. So that's good for Ian Haycock, so number 35. Oh, I thought that it could have gone wrong, but they're going near the grass for good measure, trying to gain as much time as they can. And you never know when they pit. This could work out wonders for them. And the more points you get, the better. Go up the hill once again. This is Ian Haycock's second chance now to get past the ever-talented Simon Mayer. Let's see what he could do. Turn 1. Oh, he's so close on the gearbox as well. Maybe Druids, I think, will be the best option. But I think he's losing time through this uphill moment. So I don't think he's going to go for it. No, maybe the next lap, I would say. He always keeps saying the next lap, and they never do it.
Someone just went off track there. Might have been Danger Stevens. Let's take a look-see. If that was Stevens.
So he is dropped a bit from the pack. Oh!
Oh!
That's passed into Druid.
And crunch.
If you didn't hit the wall, you would have been okay, like we said. But I think he didn't control the car quickly enough, which was a shame. But the force feedback is like that at times. It won't let you take control until obviously you go crunch. But yeah, that wall can hit you very hard in Druids if you do not save it in time. I've done that in other sims, so it's tough to do, of course. 25 minutes down, 50 minutes to go already, and our race leader, Jonathan, he's gone into the pits.
Yep,
so he's in the
Aeronom is the
undercut
first.
He's in the undercut on his main rivals then. Will Arabian and David Bomb go into the pits straight after him? Because I think really they got to respond to it, or will they go for the overcut? I don't know which one works, but it's now time for Ferenz Arabian to really pull those laps together to try and get what he needed to, and he's pulling in some good lap times over David Bomb. David Bomb was about, I think, a few tenths behind, but now he's about a second. So Ferenz, I think, is really putting the pressure, and there is Aeronom out of the pits. Then
that was a really quick stop for Nom. I'm surprised how quick that stop was.
That was, I think, yeah, that was very quick actually. So I think he's gonna not come out in the net race lead. He's going to be
Bombs in.
well out in front.
Bombs
David comes in, yeah, he's got to. And Arabian stays out. So I thought Arabian was going to come in at the same time, but I think I know what Arabian's doing. Arabian's probably waiting till the last possible moment, but saying that, he'll probably be saying, no, we're not doing that. And he'll probably come in straight away, but let's
Tom
look at
Gradwell had
the
an issue
replay.
here.
Tom Gradwell. Oh, luckily it was just a spin though. Or is it? Please don't unsafe rejoin. Ooh. Thankfully it was a good rejoin, and he was able
Ian Haycox is in. And Florence Arabian does not pass the pit, does not go into the pits this time by. He might try to stretch this as far as he can, and and try for a really short fuel stop. We've seen this work before for drivers in this series. That's part of the fun of this series, is the strategy involved. Granted, it's a 40-minute race, but that fuel stop that everyone has to take, and creates that great element of strategy.
Exactly, and I'm just looking at the gap between Aeronom and David Bomb, the drivers that were pitting. I think it's something similar to what it was before, because don't forget David was in third before this, so I'm just looking at the gap. So it's around about 8 tenths per second. So yeah, it was similar to what it was. That's going to be key now. Ferenz, we'll see where Ferenz slots in comparison to the likes of Nom and David. So they're coming towards, let me just have a look where they're coming towards right now. And I think we've got David as well following suit, so they're going to pass into Brabham straight now.
And Arabian's leaving the pits.
He's going out of the pits. It's going to be close.
No.
He's lost a bit of time there. So he's now dropped one place. He was in second. and now he's dropped down into a net P3 in the Spec 1 class.
Bobby West, our current leader, still waiting for him to pit. See what the strategy is. And Pete Mulbroden in second spot, with Simon Mayer not too far behind him. Oh, looking at the wrong car right there. And our net leader on the road right now is Aero Nom. So waiting to see what West and Mulbroden do with the 3 fast guys who've already pitted behind them.
Yes, and I wonder, hopefully some people would have gone into the pits very, very soon, as Araski is into the pits as well for his stop. And let's see where he comes up again. He's in Spec 1 as well, so let's see if he can gain positions when he exits the pit lane. Interestingly, Bobby West is staying on. And I believe Simon Mayer, I don't think has made a stop either.
He has not. He's our Spec 2 leader. He has not stopped yet. Looking down the timing tree, our top 3 in Spec 2 have not entered the pits yet. But speaking of entering the pits, Bobby West has entered the pits for his pit stop. Now put Pete Mulbroden into the lead. And looking at our Masters division, looks like Chris Murakami is still in the lead of that, and he has made his pit stop, so he's good to go for the rest of the race.
Yeah, it looks like it right now. He's still our Spec 1 leader. No, not Spec 1 Masters. Why do I keep saying Spec 1? That's because he has a 901
There's so much going on. That's the best. Yeah, that's the blessing and curse of this series, is that there's so much close racing, and there's 3 great races within one big race. So
yes, so I have to say, if Chris comes at the end of this race with maximum points in the Masters, I'm sure he'll be pretty happy with that. As Simon Mayer, our Spec 2 leader, is in. He is in the pits right now, so that is 10 minutes before the end. That is where I think it's the limit for some of these drivers, but we'll just keep an eye on the next, I think, Spec 2 driver nearest him, which is Ian Malone, I believe.
It's Ian Gibson.
No, it's not Ian Gibson. That's the one. I thought it was Malone, but Ian Gibson is ahead of him, so who I believe has made a stop as well. 31.2 pit stop from Simon. So
Mayer has it,
and he's ahead. He is ahead, so that spin did not cost him, and it's a comfortable gap to his nearest rivals. I think actually that's quite a dominant lead actually from Simon.
Yeah, and our overall leader, Mulbroden's in the pits, and that's going to give Aero Nom the lead. And so we're back to the beginning with Aero Nom, David Baum, and Florence Arabian. This time Arabian and Baum have switched spots. Baum running in second place, Arabian in third place. So we'll see how this battle shakes out with about 8.5 minutes left to go.
Already? It's gone so quick. I'm glad I'm filling in for the next few weeks. I am picking the best series to fill in. I think this was my first actually proper series after I got hired here, Apex Racing TV, for one race, and I was going to do the full series, but obviously we did not want to get rid of Jim and Jack, obviously, who do such a great job, but when there was a chance to fill in, I took it, and it's great. Christopher Smith, we haven't seen too much of him recently. He's currently sitting in 12th right now, fighting with Araski and I believe not Mino, because Mino's in Spec 1, but he's a little bit further behind as well. So that should be interesting to see. And West has been putting up some good lap times as well. Jim McGill, who is looking for some extra points. I think his nearest rival is Morton in 5th position. And then he's got West in 4th. So I believe Jim McGill will be in 6th position if he keeps it intact, because his nearest rival behind is Haraski in 11th overall and in 7th place in class. Oh, look at this. This could be the battle for P2 on the road. Past the Paddock Hill bend, and this could be a chance that Lorenzo Arabian is looking for. He wanted second place for the whole of this race. He almost in the gravel trap. This could be David's chance again through Druids to get past him once more. And as he looks to the left, he looks to the right, he's looking all over the shop, but Ferenz, who was in second at the start, lost position in the pit stops, is now back up into P2. Perfect stuff from the Canadian.
Yeah, this is a not surprising battle between these two. If you... Oh, no!
Recommentator's cursed him, Jonathan.
He locked...
Oh, no.
Let's take another look at that. Let's take a look at the replay here on that one. Ooh.
Oh, was that a left cut or was that...
No, that was Bohm that just passed
David?
him. That was David Bohm just passed him. Great job by Bohm to avoid him on that one right there.
Wow. I think I wouldn't have wanted both cars to be involved in that crash, but it would have been a shame for Arabian, who second place was his. And, you know, mistakes like that happened and you can't become complacent. So there's still 5 minutes left to go of this race and still plenty of opportunities to get some of the moves done. Anyway, there could be some other drivers that make mistakes. You never know because there's still some lap cars to be taken into consideration as well. And looking at the timings, I think everybody has made their pit stops.
Yep, I believe it might have been Ian Gibson who was the last driver to make a pit stop. So everyone has made their pit stops today, and now we have a quick sprint to the end. So looking at 12th place here, Jonathan Gaston Mignot. Up, as we said earlier, he's been the hard charger. He's up 17 spots, currently running in 12th place. He's in a battle with Adam Bradshaw and Fabio Andello. So nice battle going on here between these guys. And looking else down the timing tower, you know, we have Ian Gibson, Darren Kuhn, Tom Gradwell, and Ian Haycock's looking in as well in this battle for 16th, 17th, and 18th, 19th.
Yeah, there's battles all over the shot. It's very good to see right now as well. So let's give us a rundown of our Spec 1 leader, which is Aeronom, who was the leader for quite a long time, actually 2.8 seconds. Looks like the race victory will be his, and since really the other two cars had to come in together, he's been pretty much in control, and you know, it never looks back. Our Spec 2 leader is Simon Mayer in P6, and our Masters leader at the moment is Chris Murakami in P7. So the Spec 2 and the Masters leaders, they're actually not that far on the grid. There was Simon Mayer in P6 and Chris Murakami in P7.
Yeah, some great driving going on. Great. One of probably Murakami's best drives of the series so far this season. He's put on a great show in the Masters division.
Yeah, I would like to hear him in the interview box straight after this and hear his feelings. I'm sure he'll be absolutely delighted. But we don't want to talk much anymore because I'm scared that we're going to jinx him. So
the commentator's curse.
There's still 3 or 4 minutes left to go of the race, and you know, we've seen, and we even seen endurance races where someone's had a comfortable lead, and in like we say 20 minutes to go, there's a crash that happened with the leader, and that's their race over. So you know, and oh, look at this. This is a midfield battle of dreams. We've got Spec 2 driver Dan Kern, and we've also got Masters driver no, not Masters driver, Spec 2 driver again, Ian Gibson. And we got Gradwell as well, the number 909, the Master car as well. The Masters is from 900 and above. That I always get confused. I will get it, I promise, ready for next week. I am starting to get a hang of it, luckily. But this is
a nice little battle right here. These guys are really going at it. I've been looking up and down the timing tower, and I'm like, these guys are really duking it out. So there's so that's as I've talked about, this is the best part of the series. There's battles up and down the timing tower. You know, we have our front three, then we have, as I give the commentator's crest to Tom Gradwell, as it's like Ian Haycox is going to make the pass on him on the front straight. You know, we have battles up and down the timing tower here, so that's what makes this series so much fun.
Yes, and I think it's going to get even closer as the season goes on, because we're pretty much at the halfway point, and still plenty more races still to go, and still chances for people to extend their positions in the championship. And the sooner that they get good results, especially Aeronorm actually, because he's our Spec 1 leader in the championship. If he continues to have races like this, Sorry.
They just waved the white flag. I was wondering if Aeronom was going to end up having 2 laps or 1 lap to go, but as he crossed the finish line, with this being about a 50-second or so lap, though I did see the white flag displayed, so this is probably the last lap of the race.
Yes, I think I remember in Sebring, I remember that we thought it wasn't the final lap, we thought it was the penultimate lap, and then we realised they crossed the line and they finished. I think because they slowed down because they didn't want to do another lap. So
I also want to say we had that issue at Road Atlanta, I believe. I think this last season as well, where the timing tower was was right where it was. Let's see, is he going to cross the line? Yes, he does. Checkered flag is out. Aeronom is going to take the win at Brands Hatch. David Bone in Florence Arabian, second and third place. Looking at
here we go, there's Simon Mayer.
Right now. Great run by Mayer.
I have to say, I thought that the spin, that it was costly for him, but I think because he had a good start early on in the race, that spin didn't worry him, and he just concentrated on the rest of the race, and he didn't let his negative thoughts come at him. So he wins Spec 2, he's celebrating, and
look at this battle.
Oh, look at this. Wow, that's a battle for P7, which McGill
got him.
McGill got him, but it doesn't matter anyway, because you don't get points for overall, you get points for...
One thing I forgot to mention as well, there is a demolition derby at the end of the race.
I was about to say that. I do watch the streams, so...
There is an annual tradition here at Weekend Warriors of a demolition derby. So it looks like we're waiting for
the final to cross the line. And just to point out, Chris Murakami wins the Masters race.
It's always...
So well done to him.
And there we go.
Love it. It's like Wreckfest all over again.
So, let's see if we can pop up the results from today.
Oh, they flip it, sorry. Yeah, let's get our results in. And we'll also try and see if we can get our class winners in front of you, which I think a few are in there already, I believe. Let me just have a look. There's our Spec 1 class winner, but let's go take us through the results, with Aeronom winning, David in second, Ferenz in third, Bobby in fourth, and Pete in fifth. They're your top 5 in Spec 1. And Simon Mayer is that's one Spec 2, and Ian Malone in second in Spec 2, Christopher Smith in third, Adam Bradshaw in fourth, Flavio in fifth. And then let's go through your others. Jim McGill in sixth in Spec 1, Chris Murakami winning the Masters, Ian Malone as well, don't forget him, Myra Haraski, Christopher Smith, Jonathan Mino, Adam Bradshaw, Flavio Angelo, Stevie Ray in 15th position. I believe that's second place. Yeah, second place in Masters. It's a good point for him. He was near the bottom before the end of before tonight, so we could get some good points. Ian Gibson, 16th. Ian Haycock, 17th. Darren in 18th. And thank you very much. Tom Gradwell in 19th. Jesus Rodriguez in 20th, and we got Miller in 21st. Bob Kern in 22nd. Mark Guillen in 23rd. Wallbank in 24th, Ken Bately in 25th, Gary in 26th, Dan Bolton in 27th, and I believe Danger Stevens and Paolo Brem did not see the checkered flags. They were 19 laps and 35 laps down.
So
we may as well let you get to interview our race winner from Spec 1.
So, joining us on the broadcast, today's winner, Arrow Nom. Arrow, thanks you for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
So, take us through the race today. One thing I wanted to ask, you guys who are at the top of Spec 1, you, David, Florence, talk about pit strategy. When do you figure out when's time to pit?
Yeah, it's always different, but yeah, today, let's say, they're behind can save fuel, so usually they short a pit stop, but I'm not sure. I think I was much faster today, so they didn't have any chance to save fuel. So yeah, just on the fly, I picked the pit stop.
So today's race, it was Brands Hatch. You guys usually dice up at the front. Pretty easy today for you?
I'm not saying it's easy. It's so stressful to turn one every time. You're thinking if you will spin on the bottom there or not. So yeah, not easy.
So as I mentioned, it's we see David Baum, we see Florence Arabian racing at the front every week. Is there a trust in that? You guys are comfortable racing around each other. That, you've been doing it for a while now. That you're comfortable and hey, this guy's gonna do me dirty, and I know I'm gonna be raced pretty fair and clean.
I don't think they do it on 30, but this season both of them have hit me from behind, so they still need to learn to get the trust. So
yeah, that's true. And before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
You guys in the booth and all the drivers, yeah.
Great. Well, that was our winner today, Mr. Arrow Nom. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna drop Arrow out, and it looks like our second place man, David Baum's going to be joining us. So, David, thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Hi. So, second place today. Take us through your race.
Yeah, it was a good race. Really, really nice race. And turn one was very exciting for me.
Why is that?
Yeah, there was not much room on the left side, but I could manage to get through. And when Fabio turned, it was code brown for me.
So, following the series for a while now, you're someone who I feel has really kind of stepped up their racecraft and their finishing results over the past maybe few months or so. Is there something you've been doing recently that's helped you improve?
Not really. I just like the driving characteristic from this car, and it's so much fun to drive with it. And
so
good.
So from the new Gen 3, what's your thoughts on it?
To be honest, I'm missing the H shifter. But segment shifter is really good as well, and it's a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit easier to drive, but it's really good.
So we were talking with Arrow right before this, and one of the things that I love about this series is the pit stop factor. When do you make that decision when to pit? Do you have a strategy in your mind prior to the race, or do you let everything play out and then go from there?
To be honest, I did not have many practice on this track this week, so I didn't know how much fuel I need. So I have to trust my crew chief, and at the end I fueled 1 liter too much, but I managed to save fuel at the beginning very well.
Great. Well, before we let you go, is there anyone you want to thank?
Everybody who supports me.
Nice one.
Great. Well, thank you very much. That was David Baum, and I think we have one more interview. So, Jess, do you want to take him?
Yeah, we may as well, and that's our Masters winner for tonight, Chris Murakami. You must be absolutely delighted with that.
Yeah, that was good. lost it at the very inch though on finish line, and yeah, that was exciting.
But you still got the class win.
Right? Yeah. You know, I always go for position though. You know, more than the class. But yeah. Hey, yeah.
That's what I like about you, Chris, because it seems like it was a bittersweet moment that you obviously won the class and then you just got pipped to the post for us, 6th overall. But talk us through the start of the race as well and the battle you had with your fellow class members as well. I think you had a battle with Stevie Ray as well. Talk us about that.
That was just at the beginning, and I know Steve was right behind me, and Steve is yeah, we're always kind of together. We're pretty close in speed, so yeah, it's always fun to compete with Steve, and yeah, boy, me and Jim McGill, we had a close one all the way too. So and he nipped me at the nose, and Steve, I want to say one thing is Steve, let Simon have a credit. I got nipped at the nose like by a thousandth of a second, and I wasn't looking up, and I was typing, and then I looked up and I hit Simon, and Simon had a 0x. I felt so bad.
No.
Yeah. And Simon, actually, I followed Simon quite a bit of the way, and so I was able to save a little bit on fuel.
Yeah, it looks like it as well. And obviously, since the Brands Hatch Indy circuit, a little bit different to the normal circuit as well. Were there moments you got a bit confused at times, or did you get used to it pretty quickly?
Oh, no, you know, the Spec does race this course actually quite a bit. I think sometimes even more than the long course. So
nice.
Yeah. I had pretty good speed all week. So I felt fairly comfortable, and I got a good quality, so that helps out a lot.
Definitely. And before we wrap up, any shout outs you want to give on the stream?
Yeah, well, hey, thank you guys and gals for broadcasting this. This makes it real exciting. And my girlfriend and Antonio Reyes, because he's the one who does all my computer work, and yeah, and the other competitors, and Steve.
Thank you, Chris, as well. And maybe we'll see more wins from you in the future. So congratulations, our Masters winner, Chris Murakami.
Thank you.
And that will bring us to a conclusion of the always exciting SRF Weekend Warrior presented by RaceVoice. And just a reminder, everyone, if you like what you see, let me remind you to subscribe to all Apex Racing TV on YouTube for tons more sim racing action, and hit that bell icon to be notified when we go live. You can also find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/ApexRacingTV, and of course, do follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All those usernames are just Apex Racing TV, one word. So just before we go, any final thoughts?
Well, I have to say I'm looking forward to next week's race. I think it's going to be another close one. And thank you to the guys at Apex Racing TV for having me this week. And yeah, I hope to see some more fantastic racing from SRF Weekend Warriors. And make sure you follow us on all our social medias as well. And also thanks to our other sponsor, SDK Gaming, for providing the live timing for the broadcast and our overlays. You can also get a 14-day free trial if you want to try it yourself for your leagues.
Well, that will conclude Apex Racing TV's coverage of the SRF Weekend Warriors presented by RaceVoice at Brands Hatch. For Jessica Ball, I'm Jonathan Grabowski, and we will see you next time.